Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another video. So you guys, I thought I'd sit down and do a Q&A chit chat. I posted over on my community tab if anybody had any questions. And there were a few questions. I did print them out just so I would be able to follow along and answer those questions. Hopefully give everybody a little bit more insight into me and what I think and how I work. And definitely by no means the guru on all the things. I'm just the guru on the things I do over here. So anywho, I'm gonna jump right in. So if you're new to our channel, hey y'all, how y'all doing? My name's Shakema. I'm a single mom. I have 4 children, Alana and Shamika. I have 2 boys, Trandon and Jackson. I have a fur dog. Her name is Gracie. And I have a fur grand dog. His name is Acro. So I like to do chit chat videos. I love to answer questions. I love to just, talk and try to explain things. I'm a talker. I'm an explainer. I really like to give people kind of an insight into me because honestly, I don't like people to not like me. I think that's kind of human nature. I know there will be some who do not, and there's not a thing in the world I can do about that, but I do try to be as likable as possible. I try to be kind. I've experienced moments of unkindness, so I try not to do the same to people. And then, you guys follow me online and just have questions. Some things I may not cover in a video. Most things I try to cover. Sometimes my schedule, my time, it just doesn't allow me to do all the things I used to do before. So I did want to cover one thing. The video content seems to have changed slightly. In the very beginning, when we started doing YouTube, we did a lot of specific content, cleaning videos, chit chat videos, teachings, and budget videos. We didn't do a lot of day in the lives. Well, that can be good and not good depending on time, right? So I did a lot of dedicated videos. That's what I want to call them. And some people seem to like the dedicated videos. Some people didn't like the dedicated videos. Then we started doing vlogs, day in the lives. Some people like day in the lives. Some people don't like day in the lives. What I'm learning over the 7-year journey of being in YouTube is you are not going to make everybody happy. It doesn't matter how much I want to do what works for everybody. Like when I first started, they were like, Shakema, just do budget videos. Your channel will grow if you just do budget videos. Well, we've experienced some relative amount of growth in the 7 years we've been on YouTube. Not as explosive as some people. I've seen channels who have less people than I did one week, and the next week they've got 7 times the number of people that I have. Don't know how that happens. I have seen them do things that I would not do on my channel and am not doing just for views or just for subs. But what I have found is I actually like the vlogs because it's not one specific thing. It can be it can be a smorgasbord of all the things that we do around here. If for some reason you are not into the vlogs and it says DITL in the title, that's a vlog. That's going to be a lot of stuff happening. Skip on by it. Keep on moving. Don't even worry. If you're here for budget or cleaning or meal preps, if you're here for the dedicated video, then come for the dedicated video. People change, people evolve. Our lives have changed and evolved. When we first started, I had a 5th grader and a kindergartner. Now I have a 12th grader and an 8th grader. I mean, we've changed, we've grown. Some things in my life have changed and I've evolved a little bit and wanted to share that process. So that's what that is about. It's not any specific thing, and it's easier for me. I can do specific clips. I may not get a whole house project done, and it takes me longer to edit. This, like I said, can be a smorgasbord of everything, and it's little, mini clips here that I can just kind of splice together, and you have a day in the life or days in the life or a week in the life, just depending. So anyway, For some of you, again, who aren't enjoying the new style, we apologize. We're very sad that you don't love it. But this is how it is for right now and what's working in my life for the editing. Jackson has taken a class this year, and so I will be getting him to help a little bit more with the editing. I can't even get my thumbnails done because my time, I just don't have time for it to do all the things. So anyway, we're gonna keep giving it our best effort, and that's what we got. Another question: with your weight loss journey and the recent accomplishments on it, are you prepared to lose friendships, relationships as it may happen? And there were a couple other questions about my weight loss journey. So I'll mention that. About 3 years ago, I was in my classroom. I was still in the classroom at the time. And I noticed that random times throughout the day, I was kind of feeling lightheaded, woozy, like I was going to pass out. And so I would catch myself before I would pass all the way out. I knew something was not right. I went to the doctor. I got put on a second blood pressure medication. I was already on one. She upped the dose of one and put me on another. And I was like, you know what? This is just not it. I don't want to be on medication. I am anti-medication. I just don't like it. Doesn't mean I don't believe in it. I just don't like to have that responsibility of taking something every single day. So I said, I'm going to get my life together. Went on keto with my doctor's approval. Went to a nutritionist with my doctor's approval, and began to get on a good track with my weight. Ended up getting off of one medication, then taking that second medication down to half the dose, and practically just about off. Or I'm hopeful to be off of that medication very, very soon. And then about 4 months ago, I switched from keto to doing Whole30, which is more whole ingredients, no processed, no dairy, which the no dairy works best for my body type and my kids. We had noticed that there was a lot of just pain when we would consume cheese or milk or sour cream or any dairy item, but we love it. It just doesn't love us. On top of that, about 7 months ago, I turned 45, and something in my brain happened at 45 that clicked into this femininity where I just felt feminine. I wanted to be more feminine. I'm a woman by birth, but I was always working hard and, taking care of the household and taking care of Shakema last, or if at all. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to get control of my life in this latter half. The Bible says that your latter days shall be greater than your former days. And so I was looking for those latter day greatness. I was looking for that latter day greatness that God says in his word. That is my testimony. And so I was like, okay, I've got to get it together. And so with the weight loss and the coming into my femininity, I haven't lost friends, I don't think. But if someone chooses to walk away from me because of this, then were they really friends in the beginning? I just have learned along the journey, wherever I am, if people leave you, let them go. If they leave you, let them. If you haven't done anything to cause offense, you haven't done anything to sever the relationship, I'm going to be the best me I can be because God says I can, and he is with me. He has never left me. He has never forsaken me. People are fickle and they can leave you. I would say, just as a matter of my life, I've not experienced a lot of that. More so on YouTube than in my regular, normal life. I've gotten a lot of encouragement, a lot of praise, a lot of atta girls and pats on the back for the journey. And I'm not in it for that. I'm in it for me and for my kids and potentially for my spouse down the line, that he would take enjoyment out of my body and that we would be able to live a long life together. And so that is why I have embarked on the journey. I've just started a new round of Whole30 September 1st and 75 hard September 1st. I'm starting again. I did not lose days, but I just wanted to start on the 1st. so I could count my days better. I am committed to working my body out twice a day for the foreseeable future. It is producing results for me, and I'm thankful for that. So to answer the question, if people leave, let them go in Jesus' name. One question says, I want to know all about vacation. Let me tell you, in all honesty, it was good to see my children. It was not good to be with all of my children at one time. Shamika was just coming from Texas after having been gone for 14 months. Trandon was going through some personal things in his own life that didn't have anything to do with me. My ex was there. That caused a little bit more stress level. And the little kids were oblivious to anything. So I think being away from each other for so long was added stress with all the things that were going on. The older siblings weren't getting along, and then there was some issues with this person. You know, there were just some little separate things, and it was just stressful. It was stressful, and had I known it was going to be like that ahead of time, I would have stayed home. It rained every single day we were there except the first day, so we weren't really able to do as much as we had planned to do. Had I known that, I would have stayed home. But the little kids enjoyed getting to see their siblings. I didn't really do a lot with them. They did stuff with themselves, and I just stayed at the B&B and rested when I was able. I work a lot when I'm on vacation, trying to make sure everybody has what they need, and we have this available, and you have different personalities that haven't been together in a long time, and that's fine. But had I thought better of it, or had I known it was going to turn out the way it did, I would have stayed home. We were so thankful to be home in our own space, living our best life, that I don't know that I would go again, or maybe we would all meet somewhere on a neutral place and everybody have their own separate accommodations. That might work better. But again, at the end of the day, I love my children and they love me. They're just grown. It's harder to navigate adult children who have their own lives, their own way of thinking, and, you know, whatever. Trandon was working every day. Shamika does not like to do a lot of activity. She just wants to lay down. The little kids want to do stuff. So I'm like in 3 different directions trying to figure it all out. And it was just too much at the end of my summer, knowing I had to go back to work the next week. Again, had I known, I would have stayed at home. Just saying. Loved seeing my kids, but it was a bit much. At what age are you going to retire? And after retiring, what work do you have in the making? So I plan to retire at 51, which is 6 years from now. Jackson will be 18. He'll graduate. I don't have to retire at 51, but I will be 30 years in the system, in the state system, for teaching at 51, and I can retire. Sometimes after the 30 years, you begin to get a little bit penalized for staying overly long. I do want to work full-time in the ministry, just doing all of the ministry things. If YouTube goes to there and allows me to stay at home, then I would love that, to be able to afford to take care of my family and do the ministry full-time. Because right now, even though I do the ministry full-time, I gain no salary. Occasionally, I'll get a love offering in the mail, or somebody will do that, but I don't make money from the ministry that takes care or supports me. But that doesn't mean I don't want to work in the ministry. I do. I want to be able to give to the ladies. I want to travel from state to state and do meet and greets or meetups for everybody. I probably would like to do a little bit of consulting, you know, just doing what I do now via YouTube in a consulting capacity. That would be something that I'm interested in. But more than anything, my heart is ministry. I want to serve with my husband wherever we are, wherever the Lord takes us. I would love to be his right hand, to be his helper, to support whatever work he has. But God spoke to me not very long ago, and he said to me, Shakema, you have work to do. And so he's given me the ministry. He's given me First Love Ministries. He's given me Daughters of Grace, Titus 2, and Salvation Sisters. These are the things that I put my hands to almost every single day. And so after when I'm no longer working my job that pays the bills, I would really love to do that full time. This says, how did you find the inspiration or strength to start and continue your weight loss health journey? And might you be interested in doing one-on-one coaching for that? I just got tired of being tired. I was tired all the time. Like I said, my health wasn't good. I felt like I was passing out. Didn't want to be driving in my car with my kids in the back and something I kind of black out some type of way. I didn't want to be on medication for diabetes. I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to be healthy. And then on top of that, I know I keep saying this and people are probably tired of hearing me saying it, but I want to be healthy for the relationship I'm praying and asking God to send my way. And I want to give that person. I was telling myself the other day, well, not the other day, but some time back, I said, I thought so small. I've asked God for 20 years. Can I get my 20-year anniversary? And God's like, Shakema, you're a young woman. You can have 40 years. Can I get 40 years with my person? I want as many years as God will give me. And I get a little weepy about that because I do want to give the best parts of myself to someone and have that relationship be amazing and mutual in affection and giving. Like, I don't want him to be healthy and then have to take care of me because I'm not healthy. I want to come to the relationship as healthy as I can, and if we get continued healthy together, that would be beautiful. But I want to be able to give myself to the work of the ministry, to my children, to my grandchildren, to my great-grandchildren, to my spouse. All of that has been a motivator for me. Also, I remember my pastor, this really got it started. My pastor was saying, those of us who are calling to the ministry, people are looking at us. And when we say, this is a temple of God on the pulpit and we 300 pounds, how are we the temple of God? And we have self-control and we have not pushed back our plate and we have not. He said people only believe what they see you walk out. So if I say this is the temple of God, but I'm slovenly and I'm not taking care of my body, then the people that I'm saying that to won't believe me. And if they don't believe me, then they won't follow my example. So that to me said, Shakema, you got to get your body healthy, because I can't say God is good in every area except the determination to get my body right. He's good in every area. He is good in my weight loss journey. He is good in my personal self-care journey. He is good in every single area of my life. It is me choosing not to dedicate myself to the betterment of my health, but people will see it as God not being good. He is good. It's me who raggedy. So I had to get in line and make sure that what I'm talking, I'm walking. Every day is not easy. Some days I slip and I have a cheat, or I just go off the deep end. But for the majority, and that's really only been since I've been on Whole30. When I was on keto, I had one cheat, and that wasn't even on purpose. I just didn't look at something carefully. I was out in, St. Louis at a work convention, and I did not look carefully. We were at a networking event, and I didn't look carefully at those wings, and those wings had batter on them, and I had already eaten several by the time it crossed my mind, oh my gosh, the wings. And that haunted me for a long time. So when I was on keto, that was the only slip I had. When I moved to Whole30, because I could eat some things that I hadn't had on keto, my body was reacting, and I've had some slips on that. I really have. Keto is better for me in the sense that I'm dedicated to that, but the dairy is not good. And I know people say you can do non-dairy keto. I just love dairy, and when I associate keto, dairy is there. So I'm going back to the Whole30 very religiously, or very, by the book. And I'm going to see, what I can do over the next 8 weeks. I'm doing a challenge at work called The Biggest Loser. I do it twice a year. And last year I wasn't a contender, and the year before I wasn't a contender, but I'm going to try to be a contender this time. I'm working out every day. I'm getting my water in every day. I'm getting my healthy foods in every day. I'm going to try to be a contender. Really, I am. So I put my money in the pot, and I've, if I don't win, I'm at least in the game. I'm working out every single day, twice a day. So would I consider one-on-one coaching? I think when I got to my goal weight right now is 175. I'd ultimately love to get to 165, and I would love to coach someone. But what I found with coaching is people don't necessarily, they say they want it, but then they don't. And then, I get invested, so I don't want to get my feelings hurt or let down when people don't hold up their end of the deal. It may be something that I look into. I actually have been thinking about doing a life coach certification. I've been listening to a life coach lately, and I think that I may want to do the life coaching certification. That way I have that for when I retire as a, fallback plan. And as I'm working my business, I'm doing that. I heard a gentleman talk about the 3 B's. He said branding, your body, and your brains. So I'm working on my brains, constantly gaining knowledge and doing things. I'm working on my body and my brand. I'm working the business. I'm working One Mom. I'm getting the videos out. I'm doing my best. I'm working on the ministry, investing into those ladies, doing all the things. So I'm trying to definitely work on me, and prayerfully we'll see some results from that work. How do you stick to your budget? So for me, I am very much a numbers girl, and I love to see my numbers match each other. Like, I love to go to my bank and make sure that my bank aligns with what is on my budget sheet. For me, I do cash envelopes. Cash helps me not overspend. When I do my debit card, I'm doomed to fail. Doomed to fail. I do make sure that I have my goals written down, and I like the payoff I get from seeing my sinking funds move up, or from seeing my goals move up, or seeing the business grow, or seeing the ministry grow. So I'm here for the numbers, right? It makes me feel better. And then when I'm able to achieve a goal and cross it off my list, that just keeps me on the budget. If I know I have debt and I want to get this one credit card paid off, as much as I'm chunking away to it and I can cross it off the list, that's just motivation to keep going to the next goal. And that's how I do it. I try not to overextend. I always budget. I only budget for my paycheck. I never budget for what might come in, child support, One Mom revenue, gifts or blessings or what. I don't count any of that into my budget. I always budget only for what I bring in every single month in my salary. Anything else is gravy, or it's on the top where I can then start chunking away at some of those goals. But I am a stickler for writing it down and making sure I know where all of my money is going, because that's the only way to know if you're spending more or not spending enough, or you're not safe. If you're not spending, you're not spending, but your savings isn't going up, where's the money? And so I just try to keep a track of those types of things. I pay my bills immediately. I do not let stuff lag ever. I pay bills immediately. What else? Some things I do. I say no sometimes to myself and my children. If there's something we do not need, or is it something we can wait until I get a bonus or a supplement, I buy it then. I don't just say, okay, well, I'm going to just go out and haphazardly, spend. I just don't. I specifically stay away from places like that. I used to go to the grocery store all the time, and I would find a deal and use my coupons and get a deal. I don't do that anymore. I go to the grocery store once a week. If I may have to go back because I forgot something on the list, or we ran out of something, but I go to the grocery store once a week, and that's it. I take my cash, and if my cash is gone, it's gone. I can tell over the summer, because I didn't take a lot of cash out, that I swiped more than I normally would. So again, that's done. The other thing that could be potentially good is to have that Capital One 360 account where you can put just spending money there. And if you need to swipe that card. I only swipe that card if I am doing something with a sinking fund. Like the other day, they came to do the 3-month spray. And what I did was I just put the money on from a sinking fund into the checking account for Capital One, swipe the card, and I didn't even have to involve my personal checking account. That is, make that your swipe card if you need it to be. Ultimately, it's just remembering your goals, remembering your why. For me, that's what it is. I always have to remember my why. Why are you doing this, Shakema? Is there a reason? And there has to be a reason, and it has to be tangible goals, things I can reach. So I give myself small goals, right? This week, I'm not going to spend, or this week, I'm just going to pull out cash. Once my cash is gone, it's gone. So do little things like that. Small, tiny goals. Those are some things that would help you. I do pay a lot of Alana's expenses. Alana will be 18 in January. We're getting ready to shift some expenses to her. Well, you're the mom and she's still in the house. Absolutely true. But she works a job and she has to learn responsibility. And so I will continue to do my part. And that's it. My part is done. And she can do her part. The question is, good morning. Did you ever get the insurance money that you were going to use for the dental work? Yes, I did. I did get the insurance money, and it's been sitting in my account. Actually, today was my appointment to go and set up everything. And I'm glad that question came up because I was going to update this in the budget video too. So I took the kids in for for them to go to the chiropractor, and we needed to get them evaluated and adjusted. Both of the kids have some areas that we need to work on with some things. And so what ended up happening was, in order for them to go, both of them, it was just more than I could afford. I didn't have the money necessary to get them the corrective care they needed. So I had a specific amount set up for my dental. So what happened was I ended up going to today to take care of it. And by the time we worked everything out, the lady was like, okay, Shakema, here's your bottom line. The bottom line was about $1,600 less than what I had anticipated for. So I paid off the top, jump up front, and I had a credit from some dental work that I had done before that the insurance paid. So I had some money left on the account. So that went off. And then I went and got another program. I got a dental cleaning because I'm going to exhaust all of my benefits with this procedure. I'm having some lower crowns put in and some other things. And so I got all of that done. Paid for. What I mean is paid for. I haven't had the procedure yet. Paid for. But I ended up getting a 15% discount, which saved me almost $700 more. And so it ended up being right around $1,600 saved. With that in mind, what the kids need to have done, both of them, I can now pay for that for the chiropractor, because I was going to just save up for it and try to save up for it over time. So I could take that money and put it to baby step number 3. It would double baby step number 3 right now, but the kids need the corrective care. There's some things that we got going on that need to be fixed a little bit. And so I was so thankful. I was riding in my car. I was like, thank you, Lord, because now I can get my procedure done and they can get what they need. And I didn't have to do anything in addition. I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to save. So now anything I was planning to save for their chiropractor, I'm able to put towards baby step number 3. So that's just a blessing. My procedure's in a couple of weeks, but I did have to go today and get all my paperwork, and they are going to put me to sleep. I can't eat anything. The last time I was sedated was when I had my partial hysterectomy. So it's a couple years ago. No problems with that. My sister's going to drive me and take me there and wait for me and bring me home. And so I probably will be out of commission that day. I may have to take the next day off. I'm not real sure, but I think it's just going to be one day and I'll be good to go back to work. But it all worked out, and I was so very thankful. I was like, Lord, he knows every single thing we have need of, and he's already made a way. And I have to keep telling myself that with other little things in my life. Shakema, God already knows what you've prayed for. He already knows the desires of your heart. Give it to the Lord, leave it there, and don't, stop picking it back up. Just give it to God. And so even with this, where now I'm able to get what I need, plus the kids are able to get what they need, and there's a little bit going to be left over. And I was like, praise the Lord, have mercy. Oh my God. The other thing is my taxes. I did have people ask me about my taxes. So when I went and did my taxes, they told me a specific number. It was about $1,000 more than I'm normally used to getting. So I was ecstatic. I was like, oh my goodness, praise the Lord, hallelujah. Yes, I did tell them that I got both of the stimulus checks, or whatever the stimulus check amounts were previous. I did mention that on my taxes, and it was on my taxes and it was a long time before my taxes came. So finally, I'd gotten a deposit into my account, and it was a weird number. It didn't look like what I was waiting for in taxes. It wasn't something that should have been child support. So I went and looked, and it said internal revenue. When I went back in, it was about $1,000 less than what they told me. And so I called, I got a letter in the mail, and there was something about the stimulus that either my tax preparation person did not figure in correctly or something, I don't know, but there was something about that just didn't get calculated correctly. And I made sure to say, yes, I got everything here that should have been received, or yes, I got the $1,200 and $1,800. I did all of that. So when they went back and recalculated my taxes, it was about $1,000 less. Wasn't anything to write home about. It went directly into baby step number 3. So it wasn't, I didn't do any random spending. I just put it straight to baby step number 3. Because remember, we had exhausted most of our funds with getting the car and paying that off and everything, which was my goal. I wanted to pay that car off and be done then. And now thinking back, I'm thinking, because we still get September, October, November, December, 4 more of those $500 payment things. I'll be able to funnel all of the majority of that into the baby step, just to keep it there in case we need it for something, or the kids need something. So again, I try to make sure that I go ahead and pay all of my bills. I don't leave anything lagging. There's nothing hanging. There's none of that. We just pay it all and be done. And that's how I make sure I stay out of debt. That's how I make sure that I stay ahead of the game, in the sense that I don't owe anybody anything. My monthly expenses are what they are, but I don't owe anybody. I'm paying, and I'm making sure that I'm hitting all of my goals there. So yes, the teeth work will be done very soon. And then the kids will now begin to be able, I'm going to wait until I go and have my teeth done to make sure that I don't owe any additional funds, which I shouldn't, because my dental insurance rolls on September 1st. So it rolls from September, it goes from the start of the school year through the end of the school year. And so my benefits have rolled over, so I should be good, but I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. And then what I'm going to do is call the chiropractor and get the kids set up for their appointments. And that'll just be great. But I'm so thankful that we are able to afford to do that for them, because I know it made such a difference in my life. It actually helped me with my weight loss journey. So prayerfully, it will help sister as well with her journey. She's walking every day just like mom. We're doing all the things. Okay, so for Alana's cars, 2 more questions. Well, 1 more question, really. Alana's car, the savings is not there yet, only because I had the termite bond come up and the kids' chiropractic care. So once I get the termite bond completed, I should be done paying for that this month, which is September, because they're coming to do the bond in September anyway. So I should be done paying with that. Then anything else, so it will be October, November, December, January, 4 months. I should have something saved but she actually won't even drive for the next 6 months. So that'll give me 2 more additional months to pay. We're probably looking at summertime before she'll even go for her license or car. So it will give me about 10 months to pay, to come up with that money. And I just haven't been able to come up with it yet. But no worries, we will get it. We will get it. And if we don't get it all at one time, we'll figure out a side hustle or a side job or something that we can do to help her be able to meet her goals as far as driving a vehicle. And the last thing was about the birthday picture. So there's a guy in Wilmington, North Carolina, that he does pictures. He does them digitally. He does not do any prints. So you get a link to your digital pictures. He's going to do 3 outfit changes for $100, 1 hour, 3 outfit changes, and as many shots as he can get in that hour. So I am going to get my hair done. I'm going to get my eyebrows done. I'm going to do my own makeup. I don't think I'm going to pay for that. And then I'm going to pick 3 outfits, either something I already have. I did see one duster coat that I want to buy. It's like $25, so I'm going to save up for that. So I'm looking sometime in September or the 1st of October to do that 45 birthday shoot. It is important to me to chronicle my journey. And again, the coach that I've been listening to talks about brains, beauty, and your brains, your brand, and your body. One of the things I've been very hesitant about, because when you're raised in a church, you don't want to cause your brother to stumble, right? So I don't want to be overly sexy or whatever, because I don't want some man saying, Shakema, you're causing me to stumble, because it's a whole church mindset thing. You're just drilled that into your mind. But the truth of the matter is, I want to look nice for me. I want to feel good about me. I want to come fully into 45. 45 was life-changing for me. I don't know that anybody can understand the change that I'm experiencing, man, at 45. It's a beautiful thing for me because I never knew who I was prior to now. I knew what I was supposed to do for all the people in my life, but I didn't know who Shakema was. And now I'm walking in who I am, not what I do. I am not what I do. I am who I am. And 45 has been a beautiful experience for me. I have loved every single moment of this year. I found myself at brief moments being angry with my ex-husband again for not being as present with the kids as I am. And shame on me, Shakema, because even being this present, I'm still now in the right season and the right timing of my life to be able to enjoy the latter part. The latter days shall be greater than the former days. So I'm going to chronicle 45. I'm going to live 45. I got September, October, November, December, January. I have 6 more months in 45, and I'm going to enjoy every moment of those 45. I'm going to start going out a little bit more with just taking me out, myself, getting nice, dressed up, and going places that I enjoy, eating at places I enjoy, sitting on the river because I enjoy it, going to the beach because I enjoy it. Those are things I'm going to do for me. And again, I want to chronicle 45 because it was a pivotal shift in my life. I encourage all of us to find that moment in your life that pivotally shifts you. And I know that this was from the Lord. He said, Shakema, you're jumping out of your tennis shoes into your stilettos. That season of work is over for you. I mean, I was working this job and that job and scrimping and saving and budgeting and couponing. I was doing it all. And it doesn't mean I won't still do those things, but that intense, I gotta work, that part is over for me. And I thank God for that. That was his word, not my word. I will continue to work every single day, but I think I'm in a season of working smarter, not harder. At least that's my plan, is to work smarter, not harder. So I am very thankful for that particular revelation from the Lord, because he is so faithful to me and very good. So anywho, there it is. Those were the couple questions that I did get asked. I hope that, one thing, what are your goals that you are working towards? I'm working towards, financial independence is always one. I'm working towards, finding that love relationship in my life. I'm working towards, overall health for my family. I'm working towards, being more of a brand presence in the YouTube world, really building up the brand. And more than anything, I'm really working towards getting the ministry out there, getting this women's ministry, travel ministry, really getting to a place where we're able to go to the world and preach the gospel, whether that's from my home or whether that's going to different places, as the world opens back up or what have you. That is a top priority, to serve the Lord with everything that I have and give my whole self to the people that God has given to me. My Salvation sisters and I were having this conversation the other day. This is my teen group that I meet with on Monday nights at 7 p.m. And what we said was, we want our life, when we stand before the Lord, and when we leave this earth, we stand before the Lord, and he asks us what we did, and he says, well done. We want to know that we made as big an impact as we could have on this earth. And that is my goal. Top number one priority is to make an impact in the world, in this earth. And a lot of times I get very shy. I pull back, because I'm like, am I really supposed to be doing this, God? A little girl from nowhere, North Carolina, who didn't know anybody, who didn't feel loved by anybody, who everybody wrote off as unsavable, black sheep of the family, wrong side of the tracks. Me, God, are you sure? Me? And he said, I'm picking you, Shakema. And as I walk the journey out, my commitment is the same. Wherever he sends me, I will go. Whatever he asks me to do, I will do. Whatever he requires me to give up, I will give up. Because whatever I give up for him, he will multiply back for me. And I'm not serving him for that. He's worth serving if he never did anything else again. But this is my life, serving the Lord with everything that I am and everything that I have. It's in him that I live and move and have my being. And so if that means to me giving myself to the women that he has allowed me to have a voice in their life. I got a couple of text messages and a card in the mail this week that really solidify what I'm doing. On the days I'm unsure, when I get things like, my kids say I'm much more calm now. My husband is reading the book too. Shakema, you give so much to everybody. I pray that God gives you what you desire. When I get those messages, it makes it all worth it. It makes every day worth it. It makes every failed relationship attempt worth it. That wasn't the one. There's another one. It makes every Saturday morning worth it. Every Monday night worth it. Every coffee and conversation. It's all worth it. And so I'm just thankful, and I'm going to continue to do those things. Would I like to make more income for my family? Absolutely. I want us to be financially independent and stable and not have to depend on anything or anybody but God. But more than anything, I want to be like him. I want to walk like him. I want to talk like him. I want to look like him. When people look at me, I want them to see Jesus and not me. So those are a few of the goals, a few of the things. Y'all forgive. I always get a little weepy when I talk about the Lord. Y'all know how it is, because he is everything. He is everything to me. And I pray he is everything to you. So anywho, you guys, there it is. Thank you so much for those of you who have submitted questions. I really appreciate that. Thank you for coming and taking the time to really sit down and get to know me and a little bit more about where I am on my journey. Things are changing every day. Things that were are no longer, and things that weren't are. So I'm along for the journey. So anywho, there it is, you guys. If you like the video, thumb it up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the little bell so you never miss an upload from us. And we'll see you next time. Bye now.